Hey everybody, what's up? Andy Irvine, coming to you from my crib here in Colorado. I'm about to give you the first installment in a series of videos that I'm going to do for my friends at Bass Players United. This is going to be an exclusive series of videos that I'm doing for these guys because they've been really supportive of me and I want to help them out as much as I possibly can. What I'm going to do is, in this entire series, it's going to be called It's All in the Hands. It's all in the hands. And I'm going to give you a series of techniques, right hand techniques and left hand techniques that, things that I use in my playing style a lot and have been part of my playing for many, many, many years, okay? I started playing 32, 33 years ago, played all different styles throughout the years. But one thing I've learned is that it all comes from the player and it all comes from the player's hands. You can have all the gadgets in the world, you can have all the effects pedals and this bass and that bass and this amp and that amp, but when it's all said and done, it all comes down to the hands. Okay? So the first technique I'm going to talk to you about is playing with a right hand technique called bubbling. Now, I call it bubbling. Other people call it ghost notes, grace notes, muted notes. There's a lot of different names for it. But what it really comes down to is it's funky. Now, it's a combination of muting and playing an anticipated grace note or ghost note before you play your primary note, your strong accented note. So the first note is just like a rhythmic stroke, and the second note is a pitch. Let's just say for this lesson's sake, we're going to use these pitches right here: E, G sharp, A sharp, B, C sharp, D sharp, and E. You could play it just with the muted notes, and then start to ease in the actual pitches. Put a little bit of grease on there. You know what the grease is? The grease is this. Put grease on there. Getting the hang of it? And you know, the other thing that I do is I use my my whole fingers, not just the tips of my fingers, which a lot of people would probably consider to be really lousy technique, but I don't really care what a lot of people think because I like it. You see, a lot of people are like this. They got this thing going where they... And this is the proper technique for bass playing. Playing with only the tips of your fingers. And that's cool, but it ain't funky. You see what I'm saying? What's funky is... So what I do is I play with all of my finger from here all the way to here. And I glissando all over the place. That in combination with that right hand ghost noting is what makes it funky. You know, sometimes I use the tips of my fingers. A lot of times I use the tips of my fingers, but not always. Like, watch, I'll do it now and I won't use the tips of my fingers at all. So it's all in the hands. There's a little look at my technique for doing the ghost noting and maybe some things to consider to break away from the norm in terms of your left hand technique. Slithering around, sliding around, making it greasy and making it funky. See you next time. Thank you to everyone at Bass Players United. Rock on!